Okay, so all of you please concentrate here. I think in the previous session we discussed that the phasor representation of an alternating quantity. And here uh, we consider that this arrow is nothing but the phasor. Why we call that arrow is nothing but the phasor? Because the position of that arrow will decide two things. Number one, instantaneous value, and number two, angle taken with the reference point. That's why this length of that arrow, we call it's a phasor of an alternating quantity. Now, this length of that arrow is the maximum value of alternating quantity. Maximum value of an alternating quantity. Okay. So this length, right now I say that this will represents the maximum value of alternating quantity, so that if I have that equation V is equal to Vm sine omega t, is it right? So this Vm is the maximum value, and I say that this arrow is the phasor which will represent this alternating quantity, and this length of that arrow is represent the maximum value. So I can decide it that this is nothing but Vm. Right now, this Vm is rest on the time axis. It means that this is, we consider that this is our initial position of a rectangular quantity. And that initial position, from that time or from that position, we will start to measure the time period. And we always consider that this arrow is a start to rotate. Okay, it's a start to rotate with the constant angular velocity omega radian per second along this origin. Get it, my friend? And now you can try to imagine, if this arrow is start to rotate along the origin point, then definitely such types of circle is formed. And now this is the first position of that arrow. Arrow is nothing but phasor, which will represent that equation V is equal to Vm sine omega t. And now at every instant, the position of that arrow will decide these two things. One is the instantaneous value and another one is the angle. Now if you consider that the second phase, the second position will have some angle with respect to the reference point. It means that the angle has taken by this arrow phasor, and when I try to draw, it's a projection along the y-axis will decide, this projection will decide the instantaneous value at that time, at that instant. Get it, my point? When I consider another one position, then here you can say that phasor has taken an angle 90 degree to the reference point, and the projection of that phasor on that y-axis will decide the instantaneous value. Similarly, you can take any position. It gives at every instant, this arrow gives the two things. One is the instantaneous value, another one is the angle. And based on that, if you plot the point, according to the projection of that arrow on that y-axis, if you plot the point, all points along the time axis against the time axis, then you will observe that such types of sine waveform you will be formed here. So this arrow, we call it a phasor of an alternating quantity. So this is very important thing is that. And now We will try to see that the few examples of that phasor here. Number one, suppose we consider that our first equation I is equal to 10 sine omega t. Okay. Out of that, this small I, what it represents? Small I. What it represents? It's an instantaneous value. What it represents? It's a instantaneous value. Is it right? What this 10 represents? Maximum value. And here this omega t is also called as a theta. It represents the angle taken with respect to the reference point. Is that? Get it, my point? And now if you see this, you can easily say that here this is a standard equation, no positive phase angle or no negative phase angle present in that equation. It means that if you want to draw the waveform of this equation, before drawing that waveform, I can draw that with the dotted line, that x-axis and that y-axis. Along x-axis, we always consider the time in a second, and our starting point is always t is equal to 0, as this is the waveform of a alternating current. So that along y-axis, we consider the magnitude of a current is there. And as this is a standard equation, it means that the waveform of this equation is always starts from t is equal to 0, increasing thereafter, and will complete one cycle in between 0 to 2 pi is there. This is the waveform. Now, how to draw the phasor diagram? If I want to draw the phasor diagram, whenever you want to draw the phasor diagram, you always consider the dotted x line and the y line first. Dotted x-axis and the y-axis. Out of that, this is our reference axis. And that angle of rotation we always consider in an anti-clockwise direction with a constant angular velocity, radian per second. Now, if you say that this is a standard equation which will start from t is equal to 0, and this equation doesn't consist of any phase angle, leading or lagging phase angle, it means that this phasor is nothing but what? Arrow. The arrow which represents this equation is coincide with this reference point is there, because it has not taken, this equation has not taken any phase angle to the reference point here. Is it that clear? So this phasor always represent it's a maximum value, so that I can say that it's a 10. And this arrow is called as a phasor of that equation I is equal to 10 sine omega t is there. Is it that clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Another one equation let me consider here. Second one equation. Suppose we consider that another one equation V is equal to 50 sine omega t in bracket plus 30 degree. Or better way, you can also say that like that, V is equal to 50 sine in bracket omega t plus pi by 6 radian. Pi by 6 radian means how much degree?
30 degree.
It's a 30 degree, means both the equations are same. One is in the phi is given in a degree, and another case is that the phi is given in a radian. Nothing different that. Now, if I want to draw the waveform, whenever you want to draw the waveform, draw that x-axis and that y-axis first. Along x-axis, we always consider the time in second. Along y-axis, as we want to draw that waveform for the voltage, so I consider that the V, and this is our reference point, so that we can indicate with the t is equal to 0. But if you see this waveform very carefully, you will observe that the phi is a present or theta is present. And for that phi, the sign is a plus sign, which will indicate the lead. Which will indicate the lead. So that if I want to draw the graph, then I can draw the waveform for this same equation. That starting point of this equation is started before the t is equal to 0, so that my waveform should be like this. Get it my point? And the difference between the starting point and the reference point is the phi, which is nothing but the 30 degrees there. Get it my point? Now, this is the waveform. But now when I want to draw the phasor diagram for this equation, whenever you will draw the phasor diagram, always consider the x-axis and y-axis. The x-axis is our reference axis, and we always consider the direction of rotation is in an anti-clockwise direction. Get it my point? With the angular velocity omega. Now, I want to show that arrow which indicates the position or this equation, and here you will have that this arrow must take a positive phase angle to the reference point. So definitely I need to draw that arrow is like this. And as you know that the length of that arrow, which indicates the maximum value, that is nothing but 50, and that angle taken, positive angle taken by this arrow to the reference point is a plus 30 degree angle. This is the phasor diagram of this equation is there. Is it that clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Now, if you take it another one example, third one example. Suppose I say that I is equal to 10 sine omega t minus pi by 3 radian. Or I can say that I is equal to 10 sine omega t minus 60 degree. Get it, my point? Now here the phi is present, it's a 60 degree, and that minus sign, it indicates the lag. So that when I want to draw the diagram waveform for this equation, I can draw like that. This is t in second. Here I say that t is equal to 0. Along y-axis I say that it's current. And now minus 60 degree means the waveform is lagging to the reference point. It's right. It means that it will started late 60 degree angle. So the waveform for this equation, it should be like this. So the difference between their starting point, it's a 60 degrees there. You can also show like this also, because these waveforms are continuous. But ज्या पॉइंट वरती आपण रेफरन्स पॉइंट घेतलाय त्या रेफरन्स पॉइंटला आणि त्याचा त्या वेव्हफॉर्मच्या सायकलचा स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट जर घेतला तर त्यांच्यातला डिफरन्स हा 60 आहे. इज इट दॅट क्लिअर? आता हा मी पोर्शन डॉटेड न दाखवलेला आहे कारण आपल्याला माहित आहे की द सायन्सोइडल वेव्हफॉर्म आर द कंटिन्युअस वेव्हफॉर्म. पण त्यापैकी एका पॉइंटला आपण रेफरन्स पॉइंट कन्सिडर केलेला आहे. अँड बेस्ड ऑन दॅट वी आर applying that our all basic concepts, we are applying that the things to that waveforms are here. Get it my point? म्हणजे हा dotted portion तुम्ही नाही दाखवला तरी चालेल, but you can remember that as these waveforms are the continuous waveform, definitely the such types of waveform it may also present. Is it right? And now if I want to draw the phasor diagram for this equation, how I can draw it? See here, as we know that x-axis we consider that as a reference axis, This is our reference axis. Rotation, angle of rotation is in anti-clockwise direction. Okay, and now here minus 60 degree, which represents, now whenever I want to draw that arrow, that is nothing but phasor, of which will indicate this equation, then definitely it should be lag by 60 degree. So this is the lagging with the 60 degrees there, and the length of that arrow is always represent its maximum value, that is 3. आता या ठिकाणी मी प्रत्येक वेळेस एक स्टेटमेंट यूज करतोय, लेंथ ऑफ एरो indicates what? Maximum value of alternating quantity. This sentence may ask for MCQ type of a question. The length. Okay. परंतु हे सेंटेन्स अजून काही कन्सेप्ट डिस्कस झाल्यानंतर मी चेंज करणार आहे. इन प्लेस ऑफ मॅक्सिमम व्हॅल्यू आय विल रिप्लेस दॅट मॅक्सिमम व्हॅल्यू विथ RMS व्हॅल्यू. म्हणजे लेंथ ऑफ द एरो इंडिकेट्स आयदर मॅक्सिमम व्हॅल्यू or RMS value. This will be my final sentence about this rephrasal is there. But right now I have not discussed that RMS value concept. That's why I just use the sentence repeatedly, the maximum value with the maximum value is there. Is it that clear? Get it my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now after that, so forget about it, but after that we will try to discuss that another one concept. That is nothing but the average value of alternating quantity. Now my basic question is that how you can calculate that average in mathematics. Try to ask this question, how you can calculate that average in a mathematics. Suppose 5 numbers are given and you need to calculate that its average value. How you can calculate it?
5 ची ऍडिशन करायची आणि त्याला 5 ने डिवाइड करायचं.
Absolutely correct. Now here, if I want to calculate that average value of a sine waveform, guess it, what will be the average value?
0.
Why 0?
Because कारण सर एक ऍक्सिसच्या वरची व्हॅल्यू पॉझिटिव्ह असतात आणि ऍक्सिसच्या खालच्या व्हॅल्यू निगेटिव्ह असतात आणि त्यांची सम केली तर ती 0 येते.
Absolutely correct. Very good. Because as you know that this sine waveform is a symmetrical about time axis. This is time axis. It means that positive half cycle is exactly same as a negative half cycle. It means that above the time axis, all instantaneous values are positive, and below the time axis, all instantaneous values are negative, but both areas are same. And then if you try to calculate the average value over a one complete cycle, 0 to 2 pi, according to that mathematics logic, definitely it becomes 0, and it is correct. That's why average value of alternating quantity is always 0. But if we want to calculate that average value, we will calculate the average value by considering the any half cycle. Any half cycle means either you can consider the positive half cycle, calculate its average value. Now when we consider only positive half cycle, definitely its average value is not 0. Get it my point? Or if you consider any negative half cycle, definitely its average value is not 0. That's why if you want to calculate the average value of an alternating quantity, we always consider that average value of a half cycle. Now if you calculate the average value of a positive half cycle, definitely one some x value it will get. then the same average value is for the negative half cycle, but only the sign is a negative. Get it my point? And then we can say that average value over a one complete cycle. आता one complete cycle म्हणजे त्या ठिकाणी पॉझिटिव्ह आणि निगेटिव्ह हाफ सायकल आली, definitely that time that average value becomes 0. And now we will try to derive that one small derivation to decide, to calculate, to determine that average value of sine waveform alternating quantity by considering the half cycle. By considering the half cycle. Suppose, let me consider that this is the waveform of V is equal to Vm sine omega t. I say that this is the equation. And the waveform of this equation is this one. It's a sine waveform, which will start from our reference point 0. Get it my point? And now we will consider the half cycle only. Now I consider that only positive half cycle. And the positive half cycle is in between 0 to pi. Now, in between 0 to pi, the infinite instantaneous values are there. Then how to calculate the average value here? Now, when we want to calculate that average value of any curve, now try to remember that one formula, and that formula is average value, which is equal to area of curve divided by base length of that curve. Base length of curve. This is the basic formula to calculate the area average value of a curve here. Now the question here, how to calculate? Now we will think about how to calculate that area of curve, and the base length of curve is what? In between 0 to pi. So the pi is the base length, which is in radian. Get it my point? Now, how to calculate the area of curve? This is the question. Let's we try to consider that area of curve, which is equal to. Now, suppose we want to calculate the average value of a positive half cycle. We just consider the positive curve, and in that we will consider that one small strip, and the mid ordinate of this strip is definitely, it's a some instantaneous value, that is nothing but small v, and the length of this strip, either you can consider that it's a d theta, or you can consider as a d omega t in terms of degree or in terms of radian. And then if you want to calculate the area of a curve, so definitely there are so many strips are available in the positive curve or positive half cycle, and it's a mid ordinate, it's an instantaneous value, so that we can write or we can calculate that area of a curve by taking the integration of v with respect to d omega t, and the limit of that integration is, as this curve is in between 0 to pi, so the limit is 0 to pi is that. In this way you can calculate. This small v will represent that instantaneous value, and if you take the integration of these instantaneous value with respect to d theta or d omega t, but the limit of that integration should be 0 to pi, because the positive half cycle is in between 0 to pi is that. Is it that clear? And then we will try to solve this. Now this is only the concept. फक्त हाच एक concept आहे. This one is the key point, and this one is the concept, how to calculate that area of a curve. Now further part is only mathematics, nothing greater than that. Now see that how to calculate it. Now this small v, instantaneous value of this strip, it can be represented with this equation according to that equation number 1. So I can write here 0 to pi Vm sine omega t into d omega t. Is it right? I just replace this small v with the Vm sine omega t. And then I will try to solve it. Vm integration of 0 to pi sine omega t into d omega t. What is the integration of sine omega t?
cos omega t divided by omega.
With respect to d omega t? It is the cos or it's a minus cos?
Minus cos.
minus cos, sir.
So here I can write minus cos omega t. आता याच्यात पुन्हा ओमेगा कुठून येतोय तुमच्याकडे डिवाइडेड बाय ओमेगा? तर ज्यावेळेस ते आपण विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू dt म्हणलं असतं तर त्या ठिकाणी मायनस ओमेगा सॉरी डिवाइडेड बाय ओमेगाला असतं, बरोबर का नाही? बघा मला
येस सर, मी ती ओमेगा बाहेर काढलं आणि साइन ओमेगा टी चं इंटिग्रेशन विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू dt घेतलं.
हा ठीक आहे, ओके. नाउ कॅन आय से दॅट हियर द इंटिग्रेशन ऑफ साइन ओमेगा टी इज मायनस कॉस ओमेगा टी अँड द लिमिट शुड बी 0 to pi. Then we will try to solve it. Vm in bracket minus cos of pi minus again in bracket minus cos of 0. बघा मी लिहितोय ते सगळं समजतंय का व्यवस्थित? कुठं जर कन्फ्युजन वाटत असेल यू प्लीज स्टॉप मी देअर. देन Vm in bracket minus sign is as it is cos pi. What is the value?
-1.
-1,
It's a -1. आता हे मायनस आणि हे मायनस प्लस लिहितो. cos 0
1.
1,
so can I say that here Vm in bracket 1 plus 1 that is nothing but twice Vm is the area of a curve of a positive half cycle. आतापर्यंत फक्त आपण न्यूमरेटर टर्म कॅल्क्युलेट केले. आता आपण इथं फॉर्म्युला लिहिणार आहोत अवरेज व्हॅल्यू ते पण कशाची काढतोय? पूर्ण सायकलची काढतोय का हाफ सायकलची काढतोय? ऑफ हाफ सायकल which is equal to area of curve under half cycle divided by base length of half cycle, and that is nothing but twice Vm upon base length of a half cycle 0 to pi. It means that it's a pi. Now can you do the mathematical calculation 2 divided by pi? What will be the figure you will get it? Do this calculation on your calculator and give me that value.
Zero point 6369.
So you will get it 0.637 into maximum value. बरोबर आहे? आणि ते पण आपल्याला कशी मिळते? पॉझिटिव्ह मिळते. मीन्स हियर आय कॅन राईट V to the base AVG means V average is equal to 2 Vm upon pi, which is equal to plus 0.637 into maximum value. So I can write here, आता मी इथून लिहायला चालू करतो बघा. For positive half cycle V average is equal to plus 0.637 into its maximum value. Okay. For negative half cycle V average is equal to minus 0.637 into maximum value Vm, and then you can write hence average value over a one complete cycle is equal to 0. Is it that clear? फॉर्म्युला कोणता आहे बघा. हा फॉर्म्युला फक्त लक्षात ठेवणं गरजेचं आहे. यामध्ये ऍक्च्युअली बघायला गेलं तर दोनच पॉइंट आहेत. एक म्हणजे हा फॉर्म्युला आणि दुसरा म्हणजे हा एरिया कसा कॅल्क्युलेट करायचा तेवढं फक्त लक्षात आलं पाहिजे. मग बाकीचं काही त्याच्यामध्ये अवघड नाही. बाकी सगळं तुमचं मॅथमॅटिक्स तिथे येतं. सो नाउ this one formula twice Vm upon pi and this figure 0.637 into maximum value, you please remember as an average value of alternating quantity, because these two things it may ask for MCQ type of a question. What is the average value of alternating quantity? Either it is given in terms of this formula 2 Vm upon pi, or it is given in terms of this figure 0.637 into maximum value. It means that these two MCQs it can be formed by using this one statement here. Is it that clear? It's clear how I derive that derivation for that average value?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, no problem. Will you please note down these things? Just note it down. I will give the 2 minutes to you. You please note down those things here. Just try to read the definition of average value and what that explanation I have given in this slide, and then I will try move forward for that RMS value. If you try to read it for that average value, the arithmetic average of all the values of an alternating quantity over one cycle is called its average value. For symmetrical waveforms, that average value calculated over one cycle becomes equal to 0, because the positive area cancels the negative area. Hence, for symmetrical waveform, the average value is calculated for half a cycle only. And that's why we have derived the derivation for half cycle average value. And then we will say that average value of over one complete cycle, it becomes 0 is there. Is it right? And now, as I put the question in front of you, how we can represent the alternating quantity, any alternating quantity, it may be voltage, it may be current, with a single figure, then that should not be that average value, that should not be that maximum value, that should not be that instantaneous value. And for that, we have to discuss the next terms, that is nothing but that RMS value. आता हे RMS व्हॅल्यूची जी काय डेफिनेशन दिलेली ती रीड करू नका. कधी रीड करा, मी त्याचं एक्सप्लेनेशन देतो. Now, what is that RMS value? Actually, if you go for the long form of that RMS, what is that long form? Root. M stands for?
Mean.
Mean. S stands for?
Square.
It's a square. आता ह्याचा अर्थ काय होतो? Mean.
Average value.
मॅथमॅटिक्स मध्ये तुम्ही वापरत असाल मीन व्हॅल्यू किंवा अवरेज व्हॅल्यू. ऍक्च्युली हे पण अवरेज व्हॅल्यूच आहे, फक्त थोडासा डिफरन्स आहे याच्यामध्ये. कारण मीन या अवरेज या वर्डचा मिनिंग हा मीन पण आहे. मीन्स द अवरेज व्हॅल्यू और द मीन व्हॅल्यू आर नथिंग बट सेम. म्हणजे जरी तुम्हाला क्वेश्चन विचारला मीन व्हॅल्यू ऑफ अल्टरनेटिंग क्वांटिटी, डेफिनेटली इट इज ऑलवेज इक्वल टू 0.637 इंटू मॅक्सिमम व्हॅल्यू. लक्षात ठेवा, अवरेज व्हॅल्यूलाच एक अॅनालॉगस वर्ड आहे, तो आहे मीन. म्हणजे मीन व्हॅल्यू म्हणलं काय आणि अवरेज व्हॅल्यू म्हणलं काय, नथिंग बट द सेम. बट नाउ व्हॉट इज मीन बाय दॅट आरएमएस व्हॅल्यू? फॉर दॅट आय विल गिव्ह दॅट द सम वन टास्क टू यू. एक रजिस्टर कन्सिडर करा. सपोज दिस इज द रजिस्टर हॅव्हिंग अ व्हॅल्यू ऑफ R ओहम, आणि दुसरा एक रजिस्टर कन्सिडर करा की ज्याची व्हॅल्यू ही सेम असेल, म्हणजे R ओहमच असेल. गेट इट माय? आता या हा पहिला रजिस्टर असा कन्सिडर करा, हा दुसरा रजिस्टर असा कन्सिडर करा. आता या पहिल्या रजिस्टर्स मधून डीसी करंट फ्लो होतोय हे अज्युम करा, आणि दुसऱ्या रजिस्टर्स मधून अल्टरनेटिंग करंट फ्लो होतोय हे अज्युम करा. आणि हे दोन्हीही करंट या R ओहम मधून एक सेम टाइम साठी फ्लो होत आहेत, आणि तो टाइम आहे T सेकंद. म्हणजे पहिल्या रेजिस्टर्स मधून डीसी करंट हा T सेकंद साठी फ्लो होतोय, दुसऱ्या रेजिस्टर्स मधून अल्टरनेटिंग करंट हा सुद्धा टी सेकंद साठीच प्रोड्यूस होतो, फ्लो होतो. And now we know that when the current is flowing through this resistor, due to the movement of a free electrons, the heat energy is generated. Do you know these things? Heat is produced. Do you know these things or not?
Yes, sir.
And this heat produced, it can be calculated by the formula I square RT. What is the formula? This heat produced in the resistor is directly proportional to the square of its current flowing through it. This heat produced in the resistor is directly proportional to the resistance of that resistor. And this heat produced in the resistor is directly proportional to the time duration for which the current is flowing. So this is the formula for the heat. And now try to remember that. आता पहिल्या रेजिस्टर्स मधून डीसी करंट फ्लो झाल्यामुळं इथं पण हीट तयार होणार आहे. आणि दुसऱ्या रेजिस्टर्स मधून ज्यावेळेस अल्टरनेटिंग करंट फ्लो होईल, आता अल्टरनेटिंग करंट म्हणजे तो प्रत्येक इन्स्टंटला त्याची मॅग्निट्यूड चेंज करणार. At a regular interval of time, it will change its time and the direction. This will also create the heat in the resistor here. And when the heat produced by direct current, when it is equal to the heat produced by that alternating current under identical condition, that time the value of a direct current is called as a RMS value of alternating current. कन्सेप्ट लक्षात येतोय का? पुन्हा एकदा रिपीट करतो बघा, व्यवस्थित लक्ष द्या. पहिल्यांदा आपण एक आर व्हॅल्यूचा रेजिस्टन्स कन्सिडर केलेला आहे, त्याला 1 नंबर द्या. दुसरा तो तेवढ्याच व्हॅल्यूचा रेजिस्टन्स कन्सिडर करा, त्याला 2 नंबर द्या. पहिल्या रेजिस्टर्स मधून डीसी करंट फ्लो होतोय, कॅपिटल आय दाखवलं. दुसऱ्या रेजिस्टर्स मधून अल्टरनेटिंग करंट फ्लो होतोय, स्मॉल आय दाखवलेले. हे दोन्ही करंट त्या सेम व्हॅल्यू ऑफ रेजिस्टर्स मधून टी या टाइम साठी फ्लो होत आहेत. तर ते दोन्ही करंट डेफिनेटली या रेजिस्टर्स मध्ये हीट प्रोड्यूस करते. ज्यावेळेस त्या दोन्ही करंट मुळे प्रोड्यूस होणारी हीट इक्वल असेल, that time the value of DC current is equal to the RMS value of alternating current. It means that RMS value, this concept is related to the heat produced. कारण मॅक्सिमम व्हॅल्यू ना आपण अल्टरनेटिंग क्वांटिटी रिप्रेझेंट करू शकत नाही, कारण मॅक्सिमम व्हॅल्यू ही एका सायकल मध्ये 2च वेळेस येते. मग जर तो कन्सेप्ट हीट प्रोड्यूस वरती डिपेंड ठेवला, म्हणजे दोन्हीही करंट ज्यावेळेस सेम हीट तयार करतील, त्यावेळेस डीसी करंट इज नथिंग बट द आरएमएस व्हॅल्यू ऑफ एसी करंट. And this RMS value is represent, or it is also known as a effective value. म्हणून तर आपण आता ह्या डीसी व्हॅल्यूला आपण एसी करंटची आरएमएस व्हॅल्यू म्हणतोय, म्हणून तर आपण ते सिंगल फिगरनं रिप्रेझेंट करू शकतो, 230 व्होल्ट. कारण डीसी करंट आपण सिंगल फिगरनं इझिली रिप्रेझेंट करू शकतो. सो दॅट whenever, henceforth you please remember that whenever alternating quantity, म्हणजे तो करंट असेल किंवा व्होल्टेज असेल, ज्या ज्या वेळेस ते सिंगल फिगरनं रिप्रेझेंट केलं जाईल, म्हणजे जसं की अल्टरनेटिंग करंट 5 एम्पियर सिंगल फिगरनं रिप्रेझेंट केलं, अल्टरनेटिंग व्होल्टेज 230 व्होल्ट सिंगल फिगरनं रिप्रेझेंट केलं, तर ती सिंगल फिगर हे काय रिप्रेझेंट करणार आहे? आरएमएस व्हॅल्यू रिप्रेझेंट करणार आहे, आरएमएस व्हॅल्यू. आता तुम्ही ती डेफिनेशन वाचा, आता तुम्हाला ती डेफिनेशन समजेल. रीड इट व्हेरी केअरफुली. द इफेक्टिव्ह or RMS value of an alternating quantity is the steady current, means DC, which when flowing through a given resistance for a given time produces same amount of heat produced by alternating current flowing through the same resistance for the same time. आता व्यवस्थित अर्थ लक्षात घ्यायला चालू करा. बघा अजून एकदा मी रीड करतो आणि हे पूर्ण सेंटेन्स आपण डिवाइड करूया. इफेक्टिव्ह व्हॅल्यू और आरएमएस व्हॅल्यू ऑफ व्हॉट, कारण आरएमएस कन्सेप्ट हा फक्त अल्टरनेटिंगच्याच बाबतीत आहे. बरोबर आहे. आरएमएस व्हॅल्यू ऑफ अल्टरनेटिंग करंट इज, इथपर्यंत एक वाक्य, इज द स्टेडी करंट म्हणजे डीसी करंट which when flowing through a given resistance for a given time produces what? Same amount of heat. Same amount of heat produced by alternating current म्हणजे डीसी करंट ज्यावेळेस एका रेजिस्टर्स मधून एका टाइम साठी फ्लो होईल त्यावेळेस जर तो सेम हीट प्रोड्यूस करत असेल की जे alternating current when it flows through the same resistance for the same time, this is called as a RMS value. Is it that clear? Get it my point or not? Yes
Yes,
or
sir.
no? आणि आता हा RMS व्हॅल्यूचा कॉन्सेप्ट जो आहे, that I say that it is based on heat produced and the heat is directly proportional to the square of a current. Heat is directly proportional to the square of a current, and then you can try to read this long form of that RMS, and it's my strategy is that I always remember this concept in a reverse order. First is the square, then it's a mean, and then it's a root. मग जर आपण तुम्ही स्क्वेअर करंट घेतला, स्क्वेअर वेव्हफॉर्म घेतली, त्या स्क्वेअर वेव्हफॉर्मचा मीन काढला म्हणजे अवरेज काढला, त्याचा रूट घेतला तर तुम्हाला आरएमएस व्हॅल्यू मिळेल. इज इट दॅट क्लिअर?
Yes, sir.
नाउ जस्ट कन्सिडर दिस वेव्हफॉर्म. आता ही आपली साइन वेव्हफॉर्म आहे, परंतु आरएमएस व्हॅल्यू कशाशी रिलेटेड आहे? हीटशी रिलेटेड आहे. Heat is directly proportional to the square of a current. मग आता या स्क्वेअर ह्या जी काही साइन वेव्हफॉर्म आहे याची जर स्क्वेअर वेव्हफॉर्म जर काढायची झाली, याचाच अर्थ काय की प्रत्येक इन्स्टंटेनियस व्हॅल्यूचा स्क्वेअर करा. मग मला सांगा स्क्वेअर वेव्हफॉर्म ही कशी येईल?
पॉझिटिव्ह वरती जे येणार सर, ऍक्सिसच्या वरती.
कारण निगेटिव्ह हाफ सायकलचा स्क्वेअर हा पॉझिटिव्ह येणार आहे अकॉर्डिंग टू मॅथमॅटिक्स. सो दॅट द स्क्वेअर वेव्हफॉर्म ऑफ दिस पॉझिटिव्ह हाफ सायकल इज दिस वन, and the square of a negative waveform is also this one, and this is called as a square waveform. I say that this is the I square waveform. लक्षात आला पॉइंट? कारण प्रत्येक पॉइंटचा स्क्वेअर घेणार आहे तुम्ही. या साइन वेव्ह वरती असलेल्या प्रत्येक इन्स्टंटेनियस व्हॅल्यूचा स्क्वेअर काढला तर तुम्हाला ही अशा प्रकारची वेव्हफॉर्म दिसेल. डू यू एग्री? आता आतापर्यंत फक्त स्क्वेअर झाला बघा. आता आपल्याला याचा मीन काढायचा. आता मीन काढायचा म्हणजे काय करतो आपण? मीन म्हणजे अवरेज. अवरेज काढायसाठी आपण एक हाफ सायकल कन्सिडर केली 0 to पाय, बरोबर आहे. त्याच्यामध्ये एक स्ट्रीप कन्सिडर केली, बरोबर आहे. त्याची थिकनेस आपण काय कन्सिडर केली? एक तर डी थीटा कन्सिडर करा किंवा डी ओमेगा टी कन्सिडर करा, बरोबर आहे. त्या स्ट्रीपचा एक मिड ऑर्डिनेट घेतो. आता तो आय असेल का आय स्क्वेअर असेल? मिड ऑर्डिनेट म्हणजे त्या स्ट्रीपची एक इन्स्टंटेनियस व्हॅल्यू ही आय स्क्वेअर असणार आहे ना, आय नसणार आहे. इथं जर असता तर तो आय असता. आता ती आय स्क्वेअर झाली आणि आता आपल्याला त्याचा अवरेज व्हॅल्यू काढायची. मग अवरेज व्हॅल्यूचा काय फॉर्म्युला आहे आपल्याला? एरिया ऑफ अ कर्व अंडर हाफ सायकल डिवाइडेड बाय बेस लेंथ. सो लेट्स वी ट्राय टू कॅल्क्युलेट area of square waveform under half cycle, which is equal to integration 0 to pi I square d omega t. आता इथं I घेतलाय, V पण घेऊ शकता तुम्ही, नो डाऊट अबाउट इट. आता ह्या आयचं इक्वेशन काय आहे आपलं सायनोसॉइडल वेव्हफॉर्मचं? I is equal to I am sin omega t, equation number 1. मग आता मी त्याच्यामध्ये ठेवतो बघा, इंटिग्रेशन ऑफ स्क्वेअर वेव्हफॉर्म 0 to pi Im square sin square omega t into d omega t. Now Im square is a constant term. Let me take it outside. Integration of 0 to pi sin square omega t into d omega t. हा कसं करणार आता हे इंटिग्रेशन कसं सॉल्व्ह करणार?
सर साइन स्क्वेअर ओमेगा टी च्या जागी 1 मायनस कॉस 2 ओमेगा टी डिवायडेड बाय 2 ठेवणार.
Very good. Integration of 0 to pi 1 minus cos of 2 omega t upon 2. बघा चुकत असलं तर मला सांगा फॉर्म्युला. इज इट राईट? मग आता मी काय करतो, हा जो काय डिनॉमिनेटर आहे हा कॉन्स्टंट आहे. लेट मी टेक इट आउटसाइड and then I can write integration of 0 to pi 1 d omega t minus integration of 0 to pi cos of 2 omega t into d omega t. बरोबर चालू आहे का बघा? Any doubt? Then I can write Im square upon 2 integration of 1 with respect to d omega t.
ओमेगा टी.
It's a omega t. Limit is 0 to pi minus integration of cos of 2 omega t with respect to d omega t.
साइन 2 ओमेगा टी
omega t
बाय 2.
Sin 2 omega t upon 2.
by 2.
Link 40 link there. Google Meet, Zoom, no problem. Yes. So the limit should be 0 to pi. आता मला सांगा साइन ऑफ 2 पाय किंवा साइन ऑफ 0 काय असतो?
0.
0 म्हणजे ही पूर्ण टर्म 0 झाली का?
येस सर.
Now I
Yes,
can write Im square by 2 in bracket pi minus 0. So can I write it down here? Pi Im square by 2. आता शिक आपला एरिया काढून झालाय. आता आपला अवरेजचा फॉर्म्युला. Average value I average is equal to area of square waveform under half cycle divided by what? Baseline. बरोबर आहे. आता हे काय झालं तुमचा अवरेज झाला, म्हणजे हे काय झालं तुमचं मीन झाला. बघा एक स्टेप बाय स्टेप चालू आहे आपण. आता इथं मी लिहितो एरिया ऑफ स्क्वेअर वेव्हफॉर्म अंडर हाफ सायकल विच इज नथिंग बट Im square pi Im square by 2 divided by what is the baseline?
पाय.
इट्स अ पाय. आतापर्यंत आपण स्क्वेअर झाला पहिल्यांदा, आता मीन काढून झाला. आता त्यानंतरचा रिव्हर्स ऑर्डर म्हणलंय मी. आता काय आहे ते रूट. आता मी इथं लिहितो, माझ्याकडे जागा नाही. प्लीज ट्राय टू अंडरस्टँड इट. सो हिअर आय कॅन राईट IRMS is equal to root of pi Im square by 2 upon pi. आता हे पाय पाय कॅन्सल करू द्या. What is remain?
root I am square by 2.
Im square by 2, or I can write Im upon root 2. So IRMS is equal to
root I by 2 येणार ना सर? root I येणार ना?
काय म्हणताय अजून एकदा रिपीट करा. Im upon root 2.
root I upon root 2 येणार ना?
कसं रूट आहे म्हणताय? कसं सांगा की. Im
m स्क्वेअर आहे म्हणून m बाहेर काढला रूट मधून. root I by 2 येणार ना?
हो कोण आहे हे? कोण यश आहेत का यश?
येस
ये- अहो यश हे यम आणि आय काय वेगवेगळं आहे काय? आय एम म्हणजे काय?
हा सर
असं
करंट.
असं असं काय करायला लागलाय हो तुम्ही? या इथं आय आय इज नथिंग बट आय टू द बेस यम. आता माझं हँड रायटिंग तेवढं याच्यावरती चांगलं नाही हो, लक्षात येते का? त्याच्यावरती थोडीशी प्रॅक्टिस केली तर माझं हँड रायटिंग चांगलं येईल. ऍक्च्युली हे आय टू द बेस यम आहे.
हा सर.
आता आलं का लक्षात?
हा
हा मग आता 1/√2 म्हणजे काय? 0.707 into IM. So this is the RMS value. Similarly, you can write VRMS is equal to 0.707 into V. आता हे डेरिव्हेशन घरी ट्राय करता येईल का? येस ऑर नो? मला वाटते अवरेज व्हॅल्यू हा एक मिनिट सांगतो. अवरेज व्हॅल्यूचे डेरिव्हेशन तुम्हाला माहित आहे. तुम्हाला फक्त त्याचे स्क्वेअर वेव्ह फॉर्म घेऊन त्याचं डेरिव्हेशन सॉल्व्ह करायचं आहे आणि मी सांगितलेल्या पद्धतीनं रिव्हर्स ऑर्डरनं जायचं म्हणजे तुम्हाला ते लक्षात येईल. हा आता बोला.
सर ते ऍव्हरेज व्हॅल्यू ऑफ आय स्क्वेअर ऍव्हरेज पाहिजे ना?
कुठं म्हणताय तुम्ही?
सर इकडं राईट साइडला खाली.
म्हणजे नीट सांगा की मला कळलं. कुठं चुकलंय का काय माझं?
नाही सर ती ऍव्हरेज व्हॅल्यूचा फॉर्म्युला लिहिलाय ना.
हा बरोबर तुम्ही म्हणताय ते बरोबर. इथं अवरेज व्हॅल्यू ऑफ आय स्क्वेअर ॲव्हरेज, आय स्क्वेअर वेव्हफॉर्मचे ॲव्हरेज व्हॅल्यू. बरोबर, इट्स राईट. थँक्यू फॉर showing me that mistake here. Is it that clear? So it's my request to you all, you please try this